Yes! I knew they'd do it. Yo, Adrian. I'm energized. You know what I'm saying? I'm just totally energized because I just watched the Cleveland Browns find yet another new way to lose a game, you know? Hey, Butkus, yo, dog, get over here. Welcome to the Cleveland Browns postgame show. And you're saying, Mr. Moohead, why are you in such a good mood? It's like normally you would be screaming your lungs out and you would be the most upset person in the world. Why is it that you're, jovial? And the answer is painkillers. No, no. Medical marijuana. No. The answer is our future became clearer. Okay? That Deshaun Kaiser will not be our starting quarterback next year, nor will he vie to be the starting quarterback next year, nor should he ever play the position again for the rest of this season, nor should he live beyond 21 years of age, because he's a worthless pile of shit. That's why. And I'm happy because, he gives you that feeling through three quarters. Hey, maybe there really is something there. And, and that's what's happened to the Browns so much during the course of this whole abysmal stretch since they've returned to Cleveland. Hold on a sec. I can't hear you. Wait. Okay. Welcome to the Black Cow of Death. Black Cow of Death just whispering in my ear what his thoughts are about this whole thing, which I'll expound upon later. Black Cow of Death never directly speaks to the public. He simply peers into your soul. All right. There'll be a quarterback that'll, it's like Johnny Manziel. Oh, wow, did you see that? We won a game with Johnny. Wow, and did you see him scramble? Wow. Did you see that? This guy could be the real deal, and so we stay with them longer than we should, and years go by, and it's like, oh, shit, we were wrong. It's like Tim Couch, oh, shit. It's like waiting for Garcia to become a team player. Oh, shit, didn't happen. And that's what we have here. We have a situation where we were being tricked and fooled. And I tried to tell you guys at halftime, just imagine it. It's a grand illusion. I feel like Dennis DeYoung on a goddamn 1980 fucking concert tour. God almighty. I mean, first of all, let's start at the very beginning. A very nice place to... No more Julie Andrews references, I promise you. Where did it all start? Where did it all go wrong? Well, obviously, one team had a strategy that they drilled through us in the second half. Let's remember that the defense did not stop the Green Bay Packers in the second half. The Green Bay Packers stopped themselves by bungling a fourth down call and running a broken play. The Cleveland Browns defense did not stop the Packers in the second half. You still love Greg Williams? Let's get this straight. Their entire strategy was to throw 4-yard out patterns with a hurry-up offense, and Greg Williams refused to put the defensive backs up and pressure the receivers. And you know something? This is what I talk about all the time, and I'm going to talk about this as the greatest illustration of why this organization never goes anywhere. And it's why Greg Williams should be terminated at the end of this season. And I know, but they're the number 10 defense in the league. Fuck you with your number 10 defense. What about when it counts? Here's the way I look at things. You're 0-12. You're likely going to wind up 0-13. Does it matter how? Doesn't matter how you go 0-13. If I'm up 21-7, I'm going to just kick my jets in, and I am going to rush the fuck out of the receiver press coverage. I'm going to blitz the quarterback. It's fucking Hundley. Hot Rod Hundley from West Virginia. I don't know where the fuck this guy came from. Ugly motherfucker. Jesus Christ, is he ugly. Oh, it's like somebody put out a fire in his face with an ice pick. I'd make him beat me down the field. Don't let him throw 4-yard out patterns. Please, sweet Jesus, don't let him do that. But not Greg Williams. Fuck no. Fuck no. No way. No way. What he's going to do? Simple. Simple. The same thing over and over. We're just going to back up and pray to the baby Jesus that the clock runs out. How many times have you seen that? And you know something? A loss like today guarantees 0-16 next year. Because this is the worst way you can lose, because you have no faith in your personnel. None. You're telling the entire defense, I don't believe any of you can or ever make a play when it matters. I don't believe that any of you can create a 3rd down or 4th down stoppage of your own ability. That's what I believe. And it starts with Huey, the revolutionary coach of the Cleveland Browns, and goes right to his smelly, filthy prick of a defensive coordinator who, again, has Hortoned us. Did I hear a who? He Hortoned us into believing that he's Mr. Pressure defensive coordinator and he's Mr. Soft prevent defense coverage defensive coordinator. And it didn't matter how many times they ran up to the line and ran the same 4 plays. You heard the sideline announcer, looking over at Aaron Rodgers. The Browns are up 21-7, and he's laughing and smiling because they saw at the halftime, all we have to do is just throw the 4-yard out pattern. They can't tackle. They're lining up 9 yards off the wide receiver. That's right, 9 yards off the wide receiver. And Jabril Peppers, meanwhile, how come they won't let me that close? Yeah, So they just let them go bit by bit down the field and win the game. Now, what it amounts to me is that's the worst way you can lose. I wouldn't even mind if they got caught in an all-out blitz and gave up a big play. Fuck, what does it matter? You tried to win. But this team doesn't try to win. They don't try to win. They pray that the clock is going to run out. And it does on them every time. Yes, Michael Proud, fuck way. You bet. You bet. I wish that all of the fans who showed up to the game get a chance to fuck way. That would be really nice. Everybody's over in the YouTube chat room. Is this wrong for me that I chuckled at the outcome? Peter Schroeder says. It's so predictable. Predictable. Every day is the same. All right, no more Kinks references during the course of the show. Yeah, Bruce Brennan did get it wrong. This was the week that the Browns were... Oh, fuck, I can't believe this. I just assumed that Greg Williams would try to cover the wide receivers. I guess I was wrong. Bruce Brennan, ladies and gentlemen. Huey should have the decency to resign. He never resigns. He's not a quitter. He's a revolutionary leader. Huey Jackson. Huey was outcoached like a little bitch. Huey is a little bitch. Brian Holloman says UCLA. Now, Brian, while you're in the chat room, and I'm happy to see you, I will grant you that Hillary Rodham Clinton and Obama should shut their fucking mouths if the president of the United States abdicates his office. Okay, that'll be the only political reference on the show, which will be as askance a reference as Julie Andrews was a few minutes ago. Tom Joey, it's the coach's job to put the players in a situation to succeed, and they failed miserably today. Absolutely. They didn't. I mean, They will not seize the moment. Whatever happened to Carpe Diem? You know, they should make them watch the movie Dead Poet Society. I just am appalled at the fact that you're paying these people to win and they find a way to lose. I'm just stunned. And I haven't even gotten started on DeShone Kizer. I haven't even gotten started on that yet. But I think it's safe to say that this one, game ball goes to Greg Williams, who I really seriously believe should just hang it up. There is no excuse for going prevent defense when you're up in your home stadium 21-7 in the fourth quarter. There is just no reason for it. Next, we'll get on to DeShone Kizer. So for 3 quarters, he's got you scratching your head going, wow, maybe having Josh Gordon out there makes all the difference. But you know something? Oh, hi to DP Joe 6, Dark Sealer 1995, no Jamie Meters, Big Lurker UK, Tom H, Mogambi, the perennial guest 885, General Dog, and Tony the Calf. We're both losers today, Tony, but we're bigger losers than you are, that's for sure. Yes, they are carpe dumb. Seize the dumb. And we've seized them all and put them on our roster. Just incredible. I've never seen an organization play or pay people to lose. That's Dark Sailor 1995. Well, it's the coaching staff who's setting up the strategy that inevitably leads to that kind of failure. Now, DeShone Kizer, you know, what you're going to hear from Hui after the game, God only knows, because his blackness will not acknowledge that his pimpage of DeShone Kizer, and it does have nothing to do with race, folks, as far as a person's ability, but it really does on a political level, because I'm reading all over the internet that Sashi Brown got a raw deal. He was let go because he was black. I'm so tired of the black and white thing that I'm going to start making fun of it every chance I get. The only reason that DeShone Kizer is still the starting quarterback after seeing this week after week has to be racial favoritism. I'm sorry. I've said it before about this coach, and I'll say it again and again and again. You know, he's learning, Hui says. He's learning. No, he's not. I mean, what you saw today was an outright panic. It was the kind of thing that the players should be released immediately the week after they do that. Any remedial-minded person would know that it's bad enough to take the sack. You don't just heave the ball straight up in the air without even seeing where you're throwing it. You don't do that. Except if you're DeShone Kizer. And he's done it over and over and over again. And he will continue to do it over and over and over again. Here's some more comments coming from the YouTube chat room. Familia Soldier says, if they go 0-16, will you go to the Perfect Season 2.0 parade? Oh, there'll be tens of people there. I'm absolutely sure. Yeah, what an impression that Kizer leaves John Dorsey with. Talking about farting in church. Whammo Justice says, hey, Hui, if you have ran the ball for downs, you would have used up fucking minutes. They would have had 35 seconds to run the length of the field. What a fucking cunt you are, you stupid motherfucker. Now that sounds like something from Glenn Ross. You stupid cunt. You company man. Okay, no more David Mamet references during the course of the program, I promise you. If they had a fucking coach, what, Whammo Justice? We'd be 1-15. We have no roster anyway, but you understand. There's a lot of people. Here's the kid. I won $5, LOL. I said Browns would lose in overtime. Well, somebody won. Way to go, the kid. Way to go. You're my man. There's got to be a little winning out of the losing. Okay, no more Requiem for a Heavyweight references during the course of the program. I promise you. Yeah, believe me, I don't prepare any of this. This is just all comes out of a sick, psychotic, bovine mind. Whammo Justice. Why were they still throwing the ball with 2 minutes and 35 seconds left, 1st and 10? Way, it's a revolutionary concept. Now, as I recall, what started it was a 1 yard up the middle run, and then there was the one-handed catch, and then, of course, Njoku couldn't hold on, and they would have gone for the first down on 4th down, figuring the game was over anyway, and they would have made it. We punted it, and of course, when do we give up the big play on the punt return? When it matters the most. The guy was scrambling around there literally like a gerbil on a scooter, and he could have been tackled 4 different times, and he manages to break free for a 65-yard return. Yeah, baby, I agree with you. That's Ethan Hoosen. Ethan Meisenmoos. Okay, no more Def Leppard references the course of the program, I promise you. Buck Wild, best way to earn a couple $1 million is to join the Browns, and you won't even have to work for the millions of dollars. Ask Dwayne Bowe, ask Kenny Britt. Whammo Justice, I just became a Steelers fan. I won't even check the fucking Browns score until Huey's gone. Well, you know, becoming a Steelers fan, you know what you can do? Let's start by telling Ryan Shazier jokes. His legs have less feeling than Donald Trump. No, we're not even going to go there. I promise you, no more Donald Trump references during the course of the program. Brian Hallman says, it's funny just looking at the stat sheet. Kaiser looks like he had an actual good game. Well, he did until... You know, giving him the ball in overtime. What a great concept. I'm surprised we didn't defer. We didn't Marty Morningweg. Okay, no more Detroit Lions references during the course of the program. I promise you. Michael Proud says, that no call on the pass interference on Gordon in the end zone. Oh, we're back to that. Well, you didn't see the play in which Kaiser puked it up in the air. Did you see what they were doing to Gordon on that play? They held him the entire way down the field. Do you know if it were us, it would be a flag automatically. Like McCourty got a flag, you know, just for touching the guy. They literally had their arms wrapped around him. If you taped the game, I'm showing my age. If you digitally recorded the game, check out that play and watch what they did to Josh Gordon. It was such an obvious defensive holding, but we don't get that call because they wanted us to fail. Whammo Justice, time management, running the ball, keeps the clock going. You could have eaten up those last 2 minutes. Brian Hallman, yeah, the pukers will go home and munch on their sauerbraten. Hey, don't feel bad for the people. I mean, don't ridicule the people in Green Bay. First of all, they live in Green Bay, and that's all there is. There's either cheese, which is, well, constipation, quite frankly, and there's the Packers. There's not even another team that you could root for. I mean, the Milwaukee Bucks are in the same state as you are, the same state, but they're not your team. There's one team you look forward to all year long, and that's the Packers, and it's not good enough. They haven't won very much lately. Buck Wild, Browns might go bankrupt paying these players to lose. Well, I mean, Jimmy Haslam deserves everything he's getting, right? Gemini 605, Huey is a mouth breather. At least he coaches that way. Okay, I promise. No more John Elway references during the course of the program. Ace Schindling, Schlining, I don't even know how to say that. Go Packers. Well, I mean, you know something? You have a right to be cheering, Ace. There's no reason why you shouldn't be happy, except when you turn the television off and you look outside, you realize it's still Green Bay. Just stop, dude. My copy of Madden would be more successful as a head coach than Huey. Even if you had a 1 gigabyte of RAM Intel processor, it would be smarter as a head coach. Seth Elbrocht. Man, I'm so happy we didn't lose to the damn Browns. Y'all played well, though. You know, Seth, Y'all isn't an expression you're allowed to use in Green Bay. You know, if you're a Steeler fan, it would be yuns. And if you're in Green Bay, it's what's different about Reggie? My God, Reggie White's black. We don't have one of those up here. That would be what you're saying if you were in Green Bay. But, you know, I'm happy for you, too, because you're still in the run, Seth. Your team's still in the run, and good for you. I'm happy for the Green Bay Packers because I'm happy the Browns are still on their road to 0-16. And I'm really happy also that John Dorsey gets to see the depth of the water as far as Deshaun Kaiser. Tony the Calf, LOL, now Pumpkinhead, dude's getting paid by the organization, is advocating for the perfect season parade. Perfect season parade. There's nothing perfect about this. I mean, it's the imperfect season parade. And who's going to brave cold weather and elements when they won't even go to see the game? Who's going to see the parade? Save me. Do you think they'll have a realistic chance against the Bears in Week 16? You know, I saw that Trubisky was having a big game. He was like 25 of 32 for 271 yards or something. There's no way that the Browns win a single game this year because what little was left of their pride, what little was left was lost because the coaches didn't give them a chance to win today. Cleveland needs to move to Cincinnati, Ace says. Well, Green Bay needs to move into the 21st century. Take that, you brute, you. Dilly dilly, says Germany, 605. Alex Rea says, even the Bears look like a football team today against the Bungles. Everybody looks like a team against the Bungles except Cyprian Johnson says, go ahead, cry, let it out. You know something? No, there is absolutely no crying. The Cavaliers won, and they gutted it out and showed character yesterday. LeBron assists or scores the 22 final points of the game for the Cavaliers. I know what winning is all about. Won a championship. That's great. As a fan of Cleveland, I'm happy about that. There's nothing to cry about. Anywhere, there's no crying in football. Brown Stadium is the pit of misery. Well, state the obvious. Now, see, Brian Hallman now saying, Ace, do you mean selling the team back to the Brown family? We could do a lot worse. Now, I mean, first of all, the Browns aren't going to move to Cincinnati. And, this will be what we call the anti-incentive. Nobody's going to offer tax breaks to take the Cleveland Browns with Jimmy Haslam as owner. The Browns automatically classify as the worst franchise in NFL history. Landon Cook, right now, you would be correct, sir. DC Gaming says, you owe me a Cadillac, you stupid fucking cunt. We're back to Glenn Ross, and there's another David Mamet reference. I'm sorry, you made me break my promise, but I read the comments. That's the important thing, and I'm glad somebody else is a David Mamet fan. And never trust a man who owns an airplane. Save Me says, Bears have looked really bad in their losses. They need consistency. Well, Murray Heron, 0-16, the streak is still on. Erlanger, I told you not to cancel your 0-16 parties yet. What a spectacular loss. It is spectacular, isn't it? Who the fuck would pay money to watch this crap? They need more therapy than Browns management. Landon Cook, tell me one hope of the Packers making it to the playoffs. I'm not in the hope business. Do I look like a man who is an inspired person who is looking for hope? You know something? I just tell people what I think. And I told you that the Vikings were the worst 10-2 team I ever saw in my life, and they lost to the Panthers. All right? To Panther piss, they lost to. I just sit here and I speak bovine truth. It is the big dick of truth. And the big dick of truth is the most uncomfortable big dick of all because it slaps you in the side of the head when you least expect it. Nobody wants the truth. But from this program, you will get nothing but, even if my opinions turn out to be wrong, at least they will not be based on lies. Have we tried hiring a Cuyahoga medicine man to cleanse the stadium? I want to see somebody throw a match in the river one more time just to see what the fuck happens. Packers are going to be a scary team to face in the playoffs with Aaron back under center. What's left of Aaron? God, this goes on and on. I've never seen somebody, Manuel Martinez. Every Kaiser postgame, he says the same shit. I need to keep the ball out of harm's way. And yet he leads the league in turnovers. I know. Isn't that really annoying? DC Gaming says, where is Jim Terry when you need him? He's selling equipment to somebody under false pretenses. Brett Hundley has improved on throwing what? 4-yard passes with nobody within 9 yards of the receivers. I could have completed those passes. We're caught up to the comments. Way has way better talent than Palmer did, but Palmer won 5 times as many games as Jackson with inferior talent. That's right. I mean, that's Chris Palmer. Got a ticket for a runaway train. No more Soul Asylum references on the program, I promise you. I've seen mentally handicapped kids take care of the ball better than Kaiser. Now we're attacking mentally handicapped kids. Do not compare them, because a mentally handicapped child would be smart enough not to attend Notre Dame. I hope that I am clearly reflecting all of your feelings in this program, because you take the time to write the comments, and I am more than grateful to you for supporting this program. Armatube 23, would have been nice if the Lions lost. Was that a Brian Wilson thing? Wouldn't it be nice if the Lions were losing? I don't know what would be better in my world if the Lions had lost. I picked them to win. South Elbrock says, I mean, he threw 3 touchdowns with no interceptions. I don't know who you're referring to. You're talking about, I imagine, your backup quarterback in Green Bay. And I honestly, no. He didn't make one big play down the field, and we never forced him to. That was the problem with the Browns. Should have been in press coverage. Should have forced him to throw the long ball. I saw no indication that if they're going to throw long balls, we'd have a chance to pressure the quarterback and that he had accuracy throwing a deep ball. DC Gaming says, can we have a Bill Masterson appearance, please? You want Bill Masterson? You'll get a little bit of Bill Masterson. Here we go. Hello, everybody. It's me, Bill Masterson from Canal Fulton, Ohio. And there's nothing that upsets me more than wasting a Sunday, even when it's freezing cold outside, watching a bunch of stumble bums. Which reminds me of my cousin Gerd, who was not only a stumble bum, he was a literal stumble bum when he tripped over a jump rope into the path of a moving vehicle and was laid to waste in the middle of Main Street in Canal Fulton. Oh, we won't even go that way either. No more Bill Masterson references during the course of the program. I promise you. All right. April Tabor, when is Rodgers expected to return? They're going to hope for next week, April. They're going to hope. They're going to pray to the baby Jesus, but he's still got to get a bone density test, which is the test of the thickness of Huey's skull that he has passed and then some. All right, I'm done. I've said everything I want to say because I've spoken your words, and that is more important to me than anything. You know something? We'll be back again on the air tomorrow on Moohead Radio at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Subscribe to this channel, man. You don't only get the halftime and post-game shows, you get weekly programming too, and it costs what it's worth. Nothing at all. Thanks, everybody. I wonder if Melania had an opportunity to either go to the deserted island or to Cleveland Brown Stadium, would they in essence be the same thing? Thank you so much for tuning in. I promise no more Melania Trump references in the next halftime and postgame show. We'll see you around on Monday tomorrow, 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Until then, hasta la vista, Pastor Heads. Thank you for your support. Good night now. Bye.